So can you tell me your name and a bit about the course?
Yeah, so my name's Jonathan. This course is about trauma and working as a trauma-informed psychotherapist over 5 days. The course entails a lot of theory, but we'll be using experiential exercises to understand how these different tools work, how to use different tools for different types of trauma, how to diagnose and assess the needs of the client, as well as understanding our own trauma stories and what's aided us, using the group and all of its experience to help inform us. The teaching is based on research and neuroscience, and is really pulling on the core competencies of experts around the world who come together to think about what works in terms of meeting people in their different types of trauma.
And how do you teach it?
So I really encourage the group to work as a community. We all know what trauma is like. Most people come into the field because of trauma, unwittingly or not. And so we can use our own experiences with our clients and with ourselves to really bring the theory to light so it doesn't hang heavy, that we can hopefully make it interesting and even enjoyable as a tough subject, that we can feel passionate about really helping people in their sufferance, and seeing what works and what doesn't work for us individually and with our clients, to then really build on, okay, this is our research, this is our experience as well.
And what do you hope the participants will come out with?
I really hope people will feel much more informed about working with all kinds of different types of trauma, as well as working on-site, as well as working individually. On-site work would be responding to terrorist attacks, natural disasters such as tsunamis, as well as working with companies around the world, looking at what happens within the culture of their organisation and responding to extreme situations.
And can you tell me about your experience of working with trauma?
Yeah, so I've worked in the field for over 20 years. I've attended critical incidents nationally and internationally, working with various different organisations around the world, and working with different things like working in with war and people in war-torn territories, as well as terrorism and so on. I've taught it for maybe the last 15 years, really focusing on different techniques and there's biosocial, neurological responses we have to trauma. So really thinking about socially as well, including oppression, power and discrimination. So really thinking intersectionally about working with trauma, not just incidents and very obvious overt trauma, but more complex trauma, developmental trauma too.